in the Seattle area, there's a lot. And then, you know, Sakura has always just remind me of my mom and my Japanese ancestry. And so, yeah, when you asked me to, like, let's shoot in a place that is special to you in the area, you know, I definitely love so many spots here in Fort Collins, but as these were blooming, I was like, oh my gosh, this just feels, yeah, just a sense of home. So, yeah.
So tell us about, you mentioned like your Japanese ancestry. Tell us about like how you identify.
Yeah, I identify as a queer, mixed Japanese, Jewish, American cis woman. Yeah, and that's how I identify.
And have you always like embraced the Japanese side of you, or?
Yeah, I would say yes, I have, but I don't think I have fully understood, or yeah, I guess that's, let me see here. Yes, I have. And it's just looked different throughout my life. You know, growing up, absolutely, I have felt that I was Japanese and proud to be Japanese. My mom immigrated to the US when she was in her early 20s, and she was really proud of being Japanese and raised us that way too. And I have had the privilege of visiting my family in Japan. And yeah, so growing up I had quite the connection with my Japanese ancestry, you know, Japanese food in the home, going to Japanese school, really being part of the Japanese Seattle community. And but my mom died when I was 15, and really after, I didn't realize it really until kind of recently that, you know, with her death, I also lost my connection to my Japanese heritage and ancestry, and, you know, just really was connected to it in a surface kind of way, you know, like I'm Japanese, I'm half Japanese, and not really embracing and understanding all that that means and being connected to it. And it's really been until this past year or so that I've been connecting more with it again.
Like you have a song called Mixed recently.
Yeah.
Can you tell us about sort of what inspired that for you and why you feel like it's important to share that through your music?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so I released Mixed in January of 2021, and it's about the complexities of being mixed race. And as I've been reconnecting with my Japanese ancestry and my cultural ancestry of being Jewish, and just really embodying what it means to be mixed again. I think there's like so many different layers of being connected to your racial and cultural identities, and yeah, this journey of just going deeper into that, and I was really feeling into a lot of the beauty and also the tension of my identities, you know, being half Japanese and half white, and what that means, especially in the context of this country. And yeah, that song really kind of captures that exploration of that tension, that in living in such a binary world, being mixed is complex, you know? So yeah, and I think that it's just important to acknowledge all the nuances while also acknowledging that I'm whole in being mixed, and anyone who is multiracial is whole and aren't these percentages, you know, and like you can only be this amount of this part of you, you know, and while also acknowledging you know, like that I am half white and that I am half Japanese and everything that comes with that, you know, and the privileges and the ways that my ancestry has both harmed and been harmed, and just holding that all and being okay with that, you know, and to know how to move forward. So that's why I think it's important to have these conversations. So ZENBU, ZENBU, that exact translation in Japanese is everything, all, whole. And yeah, I feel like I really love that word in general in Japanese. And when my mom and dad got together, my dad made these drawings and my mom gave him an artist name to sign his drawings with. And we don't know what side of which story, what happened, where the N turned into the M, whether it was my dad misinterpretation or my mom's translation not going exactly through. But so it's my dad's drawing pen name that he had when they were together. And
I love that so much.
yeah, so it's like feels really close and intimate, and it also feels, you know, whole and huge.
Yeah, I don't think I knew that, actually. I'm glad I asked.
Kelsey Liu, Due West, they're amazing and such an inspiring artist. I think Due West is actually like a couple years old, but I resurfaced it and it's just, it's the best. I had sweet potatoes, an egg, and with some fresh basil on top. Well, my all-time favorite food is sushi, like period. And yes, so sushi is my favorite food, but also another one of my favorite Japanese food is actually my mom's, what we called michan chicken. My mom's nickname for my dad was michan, and she made, it was her version of chicken karaage. It's so good, and on occasion, whenever I come home now or just on different occasions, my dad will make it still, and it's super special.
Oh, that's amazing. Do you ever make it?
I do. I try to. Yeah.
Is it a family secret recipe?
Not what I basically just marinate it in soy sauce and garlic and ginger, and then bread it. I think it's supposed to be breaded with potato flour. Yeah, potato flour. Yeah.
That sounds incredible.
Yeah, it's really yummy. You know, I don't have any stories that are coming top of mind, but I do, just my connection and relationship with, when I think of rice, I mean, I still eat a lot of rice, but rice reminds me of my childhood. Because we always had rice, you know, if not every meal, almost every meal, and, you know, rice was always on in the rice cooker, and yeah, and just that memory of rice cooker going and then popping it open and that first like steam going into your face and the whiffs of rice. Yeah, so there's like a really nostalgic feeling with rice for me. I do.
Okay, good. Me too.
Yeah, now that you're mentioning that you have rice at Thanksgiving, I'm like, I should have rice at Thanksgiving. Oh, yes, absolutely. I'm with you on that 100%. My mind initially goes to like an icon or something, but I think it would be my mom, who isn't alive. And I just have, I mean, it's pretty regularly that I'm like, I wish I could ask her this. Like, gosh, what did it feel like to immigrate to a new country, you know, when you were in your early 20s, you know? What was your song? Because she was an artist and songwriter too. You know, asking her, what was your songwriting process?
Yeah.
You know, just questions like that. And yeah, I'm living kind of a parallel. I'm definitely walking a very similar path as she did at my age. So yeah, just so many questions come up, and just questions about her, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. What kind of, what do you think you two would eat for dinner?
What do you, probably sushi and Michan chicken.
Yeah,
Probably. My mom also loved her golden curry, I think it's called, right?
Yes.
I haven't had that in forever. Yes. Our daughter, have you heard of our daughter?
No.
She's amazing, Shell. She's out of Denver. She's mixed as well, and a music producer and songwriter, and you know, we definitely kind of orbit in the same music realm. And yeah, she's just amazing music, amazing person, and I'm just really grateful for our connection. And yeah, whenever you're around Shell, it's just super inspiring, and it's just so nice to have like both, you know, I like to, like, my music friends are my friends, but to have, you know, peers who are really aligned.
What does self-care look like to you
Yeah.
or for you?
I definitely, getting out in nature is huge for me. Lately, life has been really full, so those bits of getting out are short and sweet, but I try to make them relatively frequent, and just walking around the neighborhood like we just did, and it's especially sweet right now with all the sakura out. Yeah, moving my body is just important to me. And I think also self-care looks like reflection to me, and having space to process, you know, everything that's happening in the world and personally. And, you know, my beautiful partner, Becca, is incredible partner. We're we process everything.
Cutest couple ever.
Yeah, we process everything together, and so yeah, just spending time together, you know, just reflecting is super important. Yes, thank you so much. So happy to do this.
See you later.
See ya.